Rockies.
Yep. Crack the Rockies and the Rockies. Well, finally, we've made it to the Mission Mountains. And Lacey and I have a guest. Might be familiar with him. Aaron's here.
Missions.
The mission and the missions. Here we go.
I've always wanted to backpack through these mountains. I get a little taster this weekend.
We are going to begin our ascent up to Turquoise Lake. Beautiful day so far.
Classic Montana peak starting to appear to go along with this classic Montana forest. Wow, the other side of the valley over there rises up pretty high.
We are now in the Rock Slab Meadows. It is gorgeous up here. Out that way, if it wasn't smoky, you'd be able to see the western slopes of the Bob Marshall. We're getting closer to Turquoise Lake. There's a good view of Lagoon Lake down there. We gotta pass by that on our way to Turquoise. Well, we made it to camp for night number 1. Really pretty one up on this cliff band just above the lake shore. Had a pretty fantastic view too. Camp is set up. Our Alps mountaineering tent had a pretty big tear in the bug net, pretty significant. What didn't happen during a trip actually happened while packing it, and no repair would hold. So got a new tent. It's Nemo, Hornet, Osmo, whatever. It's pretty light, which is nice, but also feels really flimsy. Not sure how it's gonna do in some Rocky Mountain thunderstorms, but I guess we're gonna find out this summer. We've got no choice.
Ready to crack into the Rockies?
Yep. Crack the Rockies in the Rockies. So Aaron and I are closely watching this wall of clouds building. I don't know if it's moisture ridden or not, but they definitely seem to be blowing this direction. Well, we made it here to stunning Turquoise Lake. Keep shooting the same shot like Aaron said, because the lighting just keeps changing back there, and it's just really pretty. We just collected some firewood. Gonna have a nice fire tonight and relax, and I'm gonna crack a beer when a fire gets going and enjoy that beautiful shot behind me. Good morning. We had our first break in the rain since it started raining around 2 a.m. It's past noon, and the waterfalls now are all very significant everywhere. I'll zoom in on them in a second. Rained so much last night, Aaron actually has a small stream going under his tent. Alright, Aaron, we just went through a long night and morning of rain. This is our second day here in the Mission Mountains. What are your first impressions of this place?
Well, first was just overall excitement to be here. I've seen these mountains before from the lowlands. They always say mountains look better when you're looking at them from low, looking up at them. I don't know if that's true or not. It's always good to be walking around in them. So the excitement of the anticipation fulfilled to finally be in the Mission Range. I feel like I brought the rain from Washington with me. Andrew was saying that he'd never been through that much rain in the Rockies yet since he'd been here. It's about a 10-hour rain deluge. So it was kind of nice laying in the tent. I was thinking to myself, have the missions converted me? Am I on my own mission to find something here? And no, not really, but it's good to be here. And warm in the sleeping bag, tent's working out nice. It withstood some Rocky Mountain weather very nicely. The ticks are definitely keeping me on a little bit of a paranoid level. Every little bite and sting, I check it to see if it's a tick. I've already pulled about 6 of them off of me right here. And I was going to tell Andrew, because he came out to Mount Rainier a couple weeks ago. We had plans to go higher than what we did, and the weather kind of threw a curveball at us, and we couldn't. We ended up being shelter bound at Camp Muir, and the weather kept us from our objective. And I was thinking the same thing. It's like, dang, now I come here to the Rockies and the same thing's kind of happening. The weather is keeping us from going higher. But so far, if we could look into our crystal ball into the future, it's showing us that it's going to clear up. We're going to get to go for a evening scramble.
We're starting to get some blue skies after lots of waiting, and there's one part that's refusing to go blue because we think it's log jamming all the weather because of its western slopes just launching out of the ground, giving the clouds in the Flathead Valley no time to adjust height. This guy right here. So unfortunately, not much has changed weather-wise. The wind still keeps blowing, rain keeps coming in and off. Everything's still really wet. The sun keeps teasing us with those pockets of blue skies, but nothing ever changes back towards that peak. I think it's Shoemaker. And yeah, just hoping that it burns off in the evening. Might attempt Point St. Charles as an afternoon summit if it does. If it doesn't, we'll shoot for the morning. Just either way, it'd be nice for it to burn off in the evening for just stargazing alone, because it's been pretty wet and cold. That's how the past few Rocky Mountain trips have been. Wet and cold. It just would be nice for that to change up. But gonna get some food in us now, and we're just still watching the weather for potential summit attempts. But either way, that's a pretty sweet backdrop to just chill in one spot and wait and relax. Well, it is exploring time. We're gonna head up this ridge above Turquoise Lake and see what we can see. Clouds and rain just aren't burning off. Turquoise Lake's outfall is bleeding pretty significantly after all that rain. It's got a rooster tail going.
shutter and
So starting around 2:30, it started raining again. Alarm for 5 a.m. is raining pretty hard, and it's been raining all day. So now we just wait for an opportunity to pack up dry, but if we don't find that, we're gonna just have to pack up all wet and hike out in the rain. Well, probably just 400, 500 feet in elevation above us, there's fresh snow. Finally got a little break in the moisture falling. Don't know how long it'll last, but almost feels like September right now. With icy fingers, we are getting packed up. It is pretty cold right now. And on top of everything being cold, everything is wet. Here's out looking towards our exit. The Swan Range and the Bob Marshall's all socked in. And there's some snow flurries coming down.